Hello YouTubers, this is the Noobifier, and welcome to a very short video which came about when I was going through the newly updated chip stats pages. I recently broke down the Gladius updates for 3.0 and I promised at that time to make sense of the odd things that I noticed about the Hornet variants. Unlike the Gladius, when it came to the Hornet variants, there were some things that just didn't make any sense. I'm actually hoping the stats pages are in error just like the Vanguard were. This video is my way of showcasing the issues that I noticed and to explore suggestions that may make more sense. Let's begin. The Anvil Hornet is probably the most popular ship in Arena Commander. It's a tank in the truest sense of the word. It has some of the best protection available compared to practically all other ships in the UEE fighter complement. I've prepared a spreadsheet on Google that I've used to build this video. The link is in the description if you'd like to follow along. The colors were chosen just to show differences. Some issues are highlighted and my notes are added to the cells. So starting from the top to the bottom, here's the breakdown. Length, width, and height all make sense. The Super Hornet is physically larger due to its longer tandem cockpit. Mass also mostly makes sense. The Super Hornet should be more massive as it's larger and includes a chin canard. The Wildfire has a ball turret and the Tracker has the sensor suite, making them also both very heavy. The mass stats for the base Hornet are fine and the Ghost comes in as the lightest, which makes sense according to the lore because of its void armor technology. For SCM and afterburner speeds, there are some really big changes. First of all, the Super Hornet used to have a larger power plant and a larger shield option. According to the new stats, that's no longer the case, or it's an error on the matrix. The Super Hornet has the lowest SCM speed at 180, only 5 below the other variants. The Tracker has the highest SCM speed and the slowest afterburner speed, and I feel this is probably an error too. If this was intentional, it actually makes no sense at all. All things being similar, the Tracker should just fly the same as the others. The Tracker's 50 kilograms heavier, and on a 73,500 kilogram craft, that's a variation of 0.0007%. So, unless there's something else that I'm missing, something to do with lore, there's no need for this hull to behave any differently. On afterburner, the Super Hornet is 2 meters per second slower than some others. Why not just make them all the same? The thruster configuration on all variants is the same, and because of that, the pitch, yaw, and roll rates are also exactly the same, regardless of the mass and size variations. This is simple, and I like it that way. There's no need to complicate stuff here for nothing. The XYZ acceleration rates are probably meant to reflect the mass of the variants. The Tracker took a hit, and the Super Hornet took a big hit. If the acceleration numbers are meant to be based on mass, the Hornet Base and the Hornet Wildfire are both heavier than the Tracker according to the stats. Either those two should be brought down to match, or what would be easier and less confusing is make the Tracker accelerate the same. So far these are the things that came to light. Most seem like they should be errors on the table rather than a deliberate attempt to balance. This Google Doc has a tab at the bottom called Suggested Fix because that's how I roll. It's a new set of values that are in keeping with the lore and the mass. Let's have a look at the updated hardpoint pages for the Hornet variants. This is a little bit more confusing because if it's accurate, the Hornet actually got a massive nerf. Let's start with the blue and gray hexagons. When you look at the base Hornet, the chin mount is dark, which means that it's available, but an empty hardpoint. When you click it, it says that it's a turret mount with a size of 1 and has 2 size 1 hardpoints. This is exactly what I expect when I think of the canard turret. This is the same for the Ghost, same for the Tracker, and same for the Wildfire, but it's included with the Super Hornet, exactly as expected. The issue is when they released the new document, they specifically mentioned that there was a difference between a turret mount and a hardpoint. If you were to take that literally, that would mean that you could no longer directly mount a size 3 weapon to this location on any variant. I believe this is not the case, but it does highlight an issue with the technical document and the ship matrix. There's a second issue, and that's the ball turret. According to the stats, it's standard on the Wildfire and standard on the Super Hornet. No problem so far. So the problem is, it's a size 2 turret that has 2 size 2 weapons, but according to the stats, it could mount 2 size 3 weapons. This is more likely to be errors on the matrix than an actual balance pass. Today my goal was to highlight and discuss some confusing values in the matrix and hopefully either get some confirmation or corrections in the near future. Thank you very much for spending your time with me today. If you got something out of this video and you like the channel's no bullshit approach, please do me a solid and link it to a friend or org mate. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.